This is Daf Yomi Yerushalmi Seches Demai in the article of the other edition. We're on Daf Samachem Rao, beginning new parak Hamazis Chavero. Also in the Vilna edition, we're on Daf Chavtesa and Beis, beginning new parak. So this is a Mishnah was brought down earlier in the Masechta. Hamazis Chaver Shuchal Etzlo. Somebody invites you to come for Shabbos meal. But who ain't no mamil on Mises? You don't trust that he's taking off. The host is going to take up Mises properly. Takes up Mises properly. I'm Arab Shabbos. It says on Friday. That which I'm supposed to set aside my plate tomorrow when I eat by this fellow's house. Hareu Meiser. That which I set aside is the Meiser. And that's a little bit over 1/100th, precisely on 1/100th of the if you have to take a tumor or not of the mixture. Shar Meiser, some of the other 9 parts of Mars there are next to it, which I didn't set aside. Azesha Sisi Maser, that which I Meiser also Chumas Meiser love. That which I designate as Meiser specifically, that 1/100 is read Chumas Meiser. Of a Meiser Sheni, but Tzfona and Meiser Sheni is on the north or south of that, of the Meiser, which I designated, even though I didn't separate it. Most of that is going to be redeemed on money, which I have set aside for that purpose, obviously. Amar Yechon says the Migmara, Amar Yechon Masnisim B'Dmai, I'm just about B'Dmai. Habavade lo. That, but it's not talking about Vadai, because to fix Vadai on Shabbos would seem to be a case of Mechsek Masakin. Looks like you're fixing, and therefore would be also to do. Hamas Nisin Zu, but the following Mishnah says Amar Filu Vadai. It's talking about Vadai. Not our Mishnah, the following Mishnah. We went over there. Hayloteinu Shel Tevel Soch Beis Beis Medrash on a weekday. You had a figs of tevel in your house, and you're on the base medrash or basada, and or in the field, so you can take the chumas of off with the tnai, even though you're not present at that time, right? If you're going to say something about the mai, leis ad yochel, can't say that. Why? Because it says there hayud mai ma. What's the story of there's Mai? So it's Mashma that beginning of Mishnah, which is talking about Vada. So the Gemara seems to feel that this is a contradiction. Because here, in our Mishnah, which is about it tonight, Yechon says he's going to do it by Demai, not by Vada. That Mishnah, you're making it tonight also. Right? So why there is it talk, it could be also Vadai. Why there is it not limited to Demai like we say over here? So it says the Gemara, so it says, well, what do you think Rabbi Yochanan is saying? You can only do a condition by Demai, not by Vadai? No, you only said Elamasnisa, the Demai. Said our mission story about Demai. My ben Demai, my ben Vadai. What's between Demai and Vadai? So he says, not a question of Shabbos. It's, even though we're going to come to that a little bit later, I guess. But so he says, what's the difference between Vadai and Demai? So he says, between that Mishnah and our Mishnah, I should say, is because Demai, other Masa Davar Shein Abirushuso. By Demai, you can make it tonight, make something which is not your Rishus. You don't own that what you're going to eat tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow when you eat, you're going to own it, but not now. So it's Eina B'Shusa. Vadai, Eina Masa Davar B'Shusa. But it's Vadai, you can only be Masna on something B'Shusa. So if it wouldn't work in our mission to, if it was Vadai, to make it tonight, I think it was only going to get to tomorrow. But in the Mishnah over there, where it's a B'Shusa, it's just you're not home, so the tonight works even by Vadai. Rabbi Yana have a late tonight Vadai. So Rabbi Yana had a tonight on Vadai. Shol Rabbi Chia, Rabbi asked Rabbi Chia, my metakna b'Shabbos. Can my tonight work also by Shabbos? And that's what the Rebbe says. Perish im yochel lismoch al tonight of Shabbos. Can I learn that they made it of Shabbos lafrish b'Shabbos out tonight the Meir of Shabbos? Can I set aside on Shabbos on the tonight which I do on Erev Shabbos? So Amarle, what do you say back to him? Shabbos. In order you should learn to fear HaKadosh Baruch Hu all your days, uh, even on Shabbos. So I wrote here inside my Gemara of a cute thing, which my Chabrusa told me, that he said maybe this pasuk is brought down here because is talking about Meiser Sheni. Why we bring up Yerushalayim. And therefore, it's going to tell us that, the Yerushalayim even on Shabbos, so therefore you can make the Tanai even on Shabbos. Could be. But Ridbaz says that Amle Tilma Chule, Elu Shabbos is Yom Tovim. These things gears a little bit. Perish Kisa Babali Yisrael Zibomas I started giving my bets I Sham. The Africa do Sham to the Bavade and the Masa Davish Bishusam. Even though Sham knows for Vade has been Yerushus. Would Rabbi Yana have a Davish Ein Bishusam? And Rabbi Yana's case was something which is non Yerushus. So he says that the question of Gemara was actually about Vadai. And doing Vadai, in this case, Shabbos. And it's in Beshusa. Why should it work? So what's Rabbi Yana's Havamina? According to the Baz. So he says, the reason you can't do it if it's not Rishus because you can't be Makna, so you're not in your Rishus. I can't choluk lam ben Davar Shebeshusa, Davar Shebeshusa. There's a distinction between what's Rishus and not Rishus. Vali Yasham Mucha Mehai, the Rabbi Yanai, the Svilei Bemis are the Makna Davar Shebeshusa. Rabbi Yanai holds the Shitaso, you Makna, so which is not Rishus. Shem Shalach knows Davar Shebeshusa, Kain Nami Masne, Be'er Shabbos Davar Shebeshusa. So you can make a Tanai and say which is not Rishus. Rabbi Chia, he's Kimayoda. Like he says, Elu Shabbos Yom Tovim. Compares Rashi Zal, awesome. Kidei Shelo Yivatim Enu Shabbos. You know what? I'm asking you. Even in the case of Vadai, in order to be Yivatim for Shabbos, you can make a Tanai Davar Shem B'Shusa Lishitaso that you can be marking something which is not Yerusus. Okay, so now before we get to the next line in the Gemara, which replies the explanation of that. So the Reb Chaim also learns like the Ridbaz. Question is, does the Tanai work on Vadai? And Hitaka brings down the Reb Chaim. He says that, like my Kabrusa said, that this pasuk of as by Meiser Sheni, it's telling you they can take up Meiser Sheni even on Shabbos. So therefore you see even by Vadai they go from Shabbos, but he says it's Machta Ba'alma. Why? Because the issue of taking on Meiser Shabbos anyway is only the Rabbanon, not the Raisa. Right? It's Mexican Masaki. It's not actually Masaki. Therefore the issue is only the Rabbanon. So in any event, it's something allowed to take off the Meiser on the Vadai, even on Vadai in this manner, because Chachamim were Mekel on the Shvus, not because of what the Ridbaz is saying, because Rabbi Yanai's Shita is that you can be a Makna even something which is not your Shus. No, independent question. It's a Shabbos question. Since it's Mexican Masakin, is a problem or not a problem? So he says normally it would be a problem, but since Mantil Madira, again it's Makna Bamba, but so since you Einik Shabbos, they were not machmir in such a case because we can make it tonight because it's only a shvus, it's only the Rabbana. So I actually think I skipped a word before, which threw me off a bit because it's supposed to say, I think I read it, Rabbi Yana Havale Tnai Shol Rabbi Chia Ruba, right? That was wrong, and that threw me off. It's Rabbi Yana Havale Tnai Vadai. Yeah, the Tnai by Vadai. So in fact, that's why Baz and Reb Chaim say it's talking about the case of Vadai, because that's what it says in the Gemara. Okay, so the next line is a little bit choppy. So Rabbi Yana asked Rabbi Chia, Mao the Chama, what is that which I saw? And the Shaitan says, and the Agos or Rashash also says, the Chelma, in my dream, Makel, it says Makel here, but it should be Makel, and the next word, Beleshi, is it's not a strange word, which the Shaitar Soul takes out. And the Reb Chaim says also, no, he hasn't. Meiko Beleshi Tolibi. Nakel Shel Balashim. Reb Chaim says. That sounds like a police nightstick, I guess. Anyway, so be that as it may, what is it? I saw a makil hanging over me. So Malay, so obviously it seems like a negative thing. So Malay said, a seed atol on Yisrael. No, it's a good sign. It's a sign you're going to be eventually a leader in Am Yisrael. So it's interesting. Rashash brings down for Menashe Ilya that this Maisa is mentioned is Yivam and the Bavli. And Rabbi Yana asked him, what is that which I saw in my dream? This Makil Baloshi, and he touches it up a koneh kemakel balshon. It was a reed which looked like a stick. And he's coming says Kalim. This mention akim b'chama kanaratus. So it says they saw me in my dream a broken reed, and the Yesharichi Asi that Chuliki Sahasam, Hakim Kana Ratutz, Perish Rashi, Seifa Dikra, La MS Yotzi Mishpat, the Shapir Abata. So in other words, it's he's the Kana Baush, Maka Baushan somehow represents a Kana Ratutz, broken reed, and Reb Chia touched it up. A broken reed is a Mila because it really is a tool by which you're going to be able to bring out Mishpat and do good things. And the Ribaz says the same thing. He says, Machamis Meko Balashi Toli, Perishkin Masu Yerushalmi, Pavsham Makam Bachama Kana Ratzutz. They show me I'm a broken reed. My love, the Samachta, Amishenes Kana Ratzutz is not that my Tanai in the Vadai is a weak reed on which we lie. Basically, he says, no, Adachta Kana Ratzutz low. Ishbor, Ayin Sham, means it's a famous marshal of the reed, which doesn't break in the wind. I saw also in a dream. Mako Blushon Mako, Mako Balshi, Mako Toli B. I'm not sure what he does with Balshi. Meidahachi Kachamis. This is what you see. Dasi Dadlin Hogsra out Israel. They're eventually going to be a leader in Am Yisrael. Okay, Rabbi Yosha like Tanai Vadai. Rabbi Yosha also had Tanai. This, I mean, it's the word. You have Tanai Vadai. Chada, in a certain case. No. Tanai Vadai. Period. Chada Isa Bishla. A woman fixed some food for him. The way Bnei Moshe is like a woman, not for him, but a woman also had a story like this. She cooked vegetables, and Erev Shabbos she forgot to take off the Shumas Meiser. So he Rabbi Yosha to ask what she should do. So Chad Isa Bishla Yerek. Okay, I'm looking in the Vilna. It's not clear. Chad Isa Bishla Yerek. She cooked vegetables. And she metaxed in the sauce. She forgot to fix it. Asked Rabbi Yosha. She went to Rabbi Yosha. So ask him what to do. The Shalach Zavdi ben Levi. So he sent Zavdi ben Levi, I guess it was a Talmud of his, the Takain Layla. He says, then, Perish Kamosh Nativos, Layla. In other words, be Masakin for me, who I have it tonight, for myself and for the woman as well. That's the Pnei Moshe says. The different shot in Layla, he says, make it Kamakech Nashneim Layla Loshen Taroivis. But I like to keep calling them better. So what he means is that so you should somehow make the Tanai on both his and hers. Which seems to be very difficult. I mean, how does that work? So, uh, the Baz says that he's going to be misakin, not his and hers together, but he's going to use his tanai to be misakin her food. In other words, I guess it's good. Says if he was invited to eat by her, and he can do it when he's invited to eat by her, so therefore he's like he can do it on her food based on the tanai which he did, um, and Chaim throws in the thing here. Even though a person by vade, a person can't be masna on only a thing which is birshu. So at the time of the Tanai, as he says, at the time of the Tanai, it wasn't his Rishus. I guess the time of the Tanai in his own thing. It was in his Rishus. So therefore, it was okay they made the Tanai for himself for Erev Shabbos. And since he made the Tanai, and Levi Bar Zavda is his Shliach, and he's Rabbi Yosha is a guest. I guess he doesn't be a guest himself. So then now we can use Rabbi Yosha's stuff to misakin also the woman's stuff as well. Rabbi Bar Mema Boy V'lo Hav Azav Nevi Tzarek Mitzkar Rabbi Yoshi Rabbi Arka. He says, what are many shlichus, right? So doesn't Rabbi Yoshi have to own the Yerek in order to be able to satisfy Chumas and Meiser on it? Okay, he had it tonight, but tonight is for things which would be his. This is not his. And sending a shliach, what does that do? So Rabbi Zira boy, Manikayam. And Rabbi Zira has a different question. The Manikayam, what are you talking about? Ibashesh Lutnaya Lava Acherim. If he has a tonight, which works for anybody, for him and for other people as well, it's kind of like, Erev Chatzeres for the entire city, right? If he has the tonight on everybody, then there's no question. He doesn't have to be Zoycha in the vegetables. So change the next line. V'im b'she'en lo tonight lo alav l'acherim. You change the ella b'sheyesh lo tonight alav v'lo al acherim. Okay, so it must be there we're talking about a case where he has a tonight on himself, another another is. So it's that goes to be Yerech. He's saying you do have to mazaka in the in the chelik in the Eric. So I wrote this on my Gemara that this teaching so is not going to go with the read baz, so not going to read baz on this. The Reb Chaim also changed the name of the Gra slightly differently, but the same point. So so he wants to say, Reb Chaim wants to say that this is good for the answer. The answer is, this is about what he had at night of Achim. It's kind of like the Chacham of the city has to make a time of Erev Chatzeres for the entire Erev Tavshilin. One of the Yisrael during Zos. So he makes it tonight for everybody in the city that they can rely on his tonight, and it's the case even by Vadai, and it's considered to be as if it's in the Rishus Rabbi Yoshia. It's not in the Gemara this way. I'm not even sure that the Chorim meant to say this, but it could be because he's the Rav and Shtot. So therefore, everything is under his jurisdiction. And that's why we have the possibility of doing it. And that's what he means that if you only had a tie on himself and not on the others, it wouldn't work. But his tie was a universal tonight. Let's see what we're holding now. We got time of vlog, so we're able to stop here for today.